to invade. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Will you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Take a seat. This time we'll have a roll call. Mr. Story. Ms. Burkhardt. Here. Mr. Timmons.
Here.
Mr. Burda.
Here.
Myself, present, one absent. Okay, number 4 is approval to the minutes. Y'all have a copy in your packet. If there's no questions or discussion for our April 10th meeting, do I have a motion to approve? Motion. Motion, Ms. Burkhardt, do I have a second? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Number 5 is to hear from guests. If you would like to speak, we have like a 3-minute, and state your name and where you live, so anyone would like to speak.
Neil Mathis, I live at 325 Water Street. What is the status of the pickleball courts?
We're still working on them, trying to get our money in. Yes,
Have any
we,
estimate on time frame?
Charles, have you heard anything recently?
That's all part of the master plan, we're still waiting on that, should know something before June about our money. And then that's all in that master plan.
With all the money that we're getting. So
Yeah.
I didn't know if you'd had an update in the last, because I know in the last couple of weeks we hadn't, but I wanted to make sure. Okay. Okay. Yes.
Joey Batten, I live on Twin Oaks. I'm here today, I am Shelby's handler for the city. I just want to take a minute to thank the city council members, Mayor Fitzhugh, our city manager Charles, and Chief Hondo for community support and commitment to the K-9 program here at Dover. I come before you tonight because I know the program, isn't cheap to maintain, and a lot of times we deploy with no results, but last night, in my opinion, or last week, we hit a home run. Shelby alerted on a vehicle where 3/4 pounds of meth was located. If that sunk in, 3/4 pounds. It was a lot. To my recollection, in my 16 years serving in Stewart County, that's the most meth I've seen at one time. I feel like we accomplished several things that evening. We got a good amount of dangerous drugs off the street. We took money that would have been made from selling that drug away from the drug dealers, and possibly could have saved a life from overdosing on that drug. The 25th of this month will be 2 years that I started working with Shelby. I just, again, want to thank you all for the opportunity to work with such an amazing partner and your continued support.
Thank you. Anyone else? Thank you. We appreciate that. And all of you guys and ladies, yes, very much. Anyone else? No, we'll move on to, item 6, approve the ordinance number 474-23 on the second reading. That is our budget, for the budget amendments for 2022 and 2023 fiscal year. Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion to approve on the second reading?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Timmons, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Burda, we'll have a roll call. Mr. Burda?
Yes.
Ms. Burkhardt?
Yes.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
And myself. Okay. Item number 7 is approve ordinance number 473-23 on the second reading, and that is for our budget for the 2023-2024 fiscal year. Is there any discussion? Any questions? Now's the time to ask Charles. I would just like to say, with looking through the budget, he and Carla has done a great job, and we really appreciate that, Charles. Charles is he is a money cruncher. If you've ever dealt with Charles, and it's great, we love it. So we just appreciate all your hard work. I think it looks really good. I think the town's really moving forward. So I would just like to compliment you two for your hard work on the budget. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion, Ms. Burkhardt, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Burda, we'll have a roll call. Ms. Burkhardt? Here. Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Let's start all over. Ms. Burkhardt? Yes. Mr. Burda?
Yes.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Okay, myself, so we know you're here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Number 8, we're gonna discuss and approve the ordinance number 475-23 on the first reading. Charles and I had, talked about this last year, actually, and we did not get it in time to get it approved, but it's, it's recognizing the Juneteenth as a holiday. And Charles, do you wanna,
Yes, ma'am. Last year, the state was under consideration, they observed the day, but they didn't make it a holiday. This year, the Senate has passed, and Governor Lee's gonna sign it, recognizing it as a paid holiday, so I feel like we all should observe the holiday and ask for a paid holiday.
is there any questions, comments?
This year or next year?
It'll start this
It
year.
is this year. Yes, because it's not June yet.
Well, I mean,
I'm just
we
thinking.
can't do it till next year, the state won't do it till next year, because it hasn't been signed.
Right.
But if we go ahead and get it approved, we can go ahead, can't we, Miss Olivia, can we go ahead and observe it this year if we go ahead and approve it tonight?
I mean, if you approve it, you can
Okay.
put it in. I
Okay,
mean,
since you was talking about it not being signed, just wanted to make sure that,
as far as being a federal holiday.
yeah, okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Burden, to have a second? Okay, second, Ms. Burkhardt. Mr. Timmons, we'll have a roll call. Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Mr. Burden?
Yes.
Ms. Burkhardt?
Yes.
And myself, okay? So y'all will get another pay for that. Congratulations. Number 9, discuss and approve ordinance number 476-23, the first reading. And this is the ordinance to amend Article 7, Section 7.030, zoning the compliance building permits. Charles, would you like to?
Yes, ma'am. The, building codes as it reads right now has no provision for the codes inspector administrative to, approve a building to be put on site without coming to planning. And planning last month has passed this provision, has recommended this to pass to the council for a provision to allow the codes inspector to make a discretionary call up to 300 square feet for a small portable building to be moved. Anything over that, they would still have to go through the plan. So you're basically adding a provision to the building codes to give your administrative and codes officer that discretionary call to, have up to a 300 square foot building set on the property without coming to the planning commission.
Jeff, when we met, I mean, that was all agreement that, and with you, that was a good size, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve this, or are there any questions or discussion, I'm sorry? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Timmons, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Burda. Mr. Burda,
Yes.
Mr. Timmons,
Yes.
Ms. Burkhardt?
Yes.
And myself, okay. Item number 10 is to approve the certificate of compliance of the retail liquor store of Jeremy Butcherelli. Charles, would you like to
Yes, ma'am.
add to that?
I know y'all, this site was approved a couple months ago. What's happened here with, Mr. Butcherelli's, application, it went to TABC, they sent it back because they had to have some names added to it. Ms. Kendra had to be added to it, and a couple of investors had to be added to it, and it had to come back to council to get y'all's blessing to move it forward. So basically, it's been some more names added to it, same site, same business name, none of that part has changed.
Any questions or comments? Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion, Ms. Burkhardt, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Timmons. Mr. Burda,
Yes.
Mr. Timmons,
Yes.
Ms. Burkhardt,
Yes.
and myself. Number 11 is our new business.
Madam Mayor and council, on a new business, would like for the chief, we got some communications, I would like for the chief to, address those with the council. And then I think Mr. Kyle Farrington will follow me.
Just a few, numbers for y'all, because, every once in a while I like to share what's been going on, things that we've done, things that we're looking at doing. I had all the, officers doing what we commonly call a trick tape last month, just to get a very accurate, or more accurate numbers, rather than just put those through dispatch. Unfortunately, I'm getting a little older, memory's not as good, so I wrote all these down, I apologize for looking down at the cheat sheet. I'm just gonna read off to you what April produced. 253 general violations that were cited, 16 driving on suspended revoked, 8 18 drug arrests or investigations, which I would like to point out that Officer Pat and Shelby, as well as a couple of our other officers, did a heck of a job on that. That is a significant amount for even a large city of methamphetamine. So again, kudos to them. They responded to 137 calls for service complaints, total of 56 arrests, 15 escorts, funerals, things of that nature, 11 motorist assist, 32 assist others, 4 suspicious person calls, 88 nighttime business checks, and 14 residential area checks. And that's not including some of the numbers I don't have, such as accidents, public engagements, things of that nature. So I think it's important to put out there that it's more than what people think, just running radar and making traffic stops all day long. These guys and gals do just an incredible job out there. They're always looking to go above and beyond. We're still looking at the new grants, ways of funding, new equipment again. This is the beginning, working outside the box. We got a great team over here that's all put their skills to work to get us where we are today. And looking back in the last couple of years, where we started and where we are now, we're not where we want to be, but I think we've collectively made some really significant strides. Training is still a priority this year. We're trying to get as many people trained, certified, and then certified in instruction in as many areas as we can. And I'll just point out that we have another agency, larger than us, coming out in July to continue our active shooter alert training, get everybody certified in that, free of charge again, bring all the equipment, all the personnel. Basically, what I'd say is the goal's never wavered. We're not trying to get bigger. We're not trying to make Dover's public safety this huge entity. We're just trying to make it better. So that's where we're at right now. And then Ken Farrington wants to present a little something that he's been working on, and I've given my support in it. What he's sharing with you is just information. Nothing's here to ask for money, anything of that nature. But I just wanted him to share this with you tonight to give you all some talking points to think about. And since he's the one doing the research on it, I'm gonna hand it over to him and let him share with you.
So this is called Project Lifesaver. The Project Lifesaver program relies on radio technology and specialized training, search and rescue teams. It's basically for kids with autism, dementia, Alzheimer's, things like that. So what they do is they put a bracelet, an anklet, or a necklace on that is a radio transmitter. So if that individual goes missing, their caregiver can call us, we can activate our equipment, and we can pinpoint their exact location. Project Lifesaver has been in business since 1999. They have over 4,000 searches with a 100% success rate, and they found every individual in less than 30 minutes. So it used to take 4 hours, it's cut down to 30 minutes with this technology. For us to get started, it'd be $4,500, and that's the equipment to locate these missing individuals. They do the training, that's all included in this. The big cost is going to be for the families to get these bracelets, anklets, necklaces. They're roughly $245 for each individual one, and that's a little bit of a price. I get that, but we have been able to find some grants that are willing to fund the bracelets, necklaces, and anklets, so we can help pay for these so the families won't have to, and those won't cost the city anything because these are all from grants and donations and things like that. Currently, there's 1,600 public safety agencies in all 50 states here in America that use this program. So if somebody from Kentucky comes down, they have this bracelet, anklet, necklace on, we can still find their missing individual. And again, it's really geared towards autistic children, but it's also been used on Alzheimer's and dementia and things like that. And that's something we're just kind of looking at for, hopefully in the near future, we can go in with them and use this application.
Mr. Farrington, do you have you were talking about the parents, the expense of the parents, do you have a roughly number of how many that we would need in this area?
Yes, so from the data we can find that we've pulled together, Stewart County as a whole has a roughly 140 residents that have been diagnosed with some form of autism. Out of that 140, 75 of those individuals are under the age of 25. Out of that, roughly 40 of those children are still in high school, middle school, elementary school. There's roughly 90 residents in Stewart County that have been clinically diagnosed with dementia or Alzheimer's as well. That's just rough figures that we're still gathering. It's kind of hard because there are HIPAA laws and everything to find exact numbers, but this is what we can find in the ballpark area from the research we've done so far.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
This is, so the grants will cover, the grants will cover just about everything, right?
So far, the grants that I found will cover the bracelets, the anklets, the necklaces, the things that the community would have to purchase. The $4,500, I'm still working on looking for grants, so the city wouldn't have to purchase that. But this is all still new, something that we just started doing in the last couple of weeks.
Great, thank you. That is.
And this is one of those things that, it's hard to say factually, but it almost seems that we have a slightly disproportionate higher rate of autistic children here than a lot of places. And again, like I said, it's hard to do a real fair comparison, but the missing children thing seems to be somewhat common here. And we discussed it too, it's, if this saves one life, that's how we're looking at it.
Can't put a price on
You
it,
can't.
you just get it right out. That's awesome, thank you so much. Okay, Charles, you
I just wanna reiterate to the chief, excellent job, leadership. Chief Barrington, excellent job, we got excellent public safety, the whole team here, town over is an excellent team. And plan on, we got a lot of grants coming in, so we'll see a lot of improvements coming up in the next year. We got approval on some grants, so we'll start to be able to do some road work and stuff like that. So, keep up the good work, guys.
yes, thank you. Just like to echo what Charles had said, but, you know, our team here is just amazing. I come in, you know, throughout the day and everybody is so responsible and it's pleasant. And I just think we've got a great team, and I just thank each and every one of the, Ricky, I know you're back, Officer Ricky, I know you're back in the door. We just appreciate every one of y'all, because it takes the team. There's no letter I in the word team, and y'all work so good together, and we're just so appreciative of that. Thank everybody, yes. Okay, Charles, anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Timmons, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Porter, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned.